Welcome, everyone. The world of AI, it is moving at an absolutely blistering pace. So, to help you stay on top of it all, we've put together this briefing. It's a high-level look at what's happening right now, pulled directly from the Next in AI newsletter. We'll start with the powerful new tools you can actually get your hands on, and then zoom out to tackle those big societal questions that are really going to define our future. Okay, so let's jump right in. Our agenda today really follows the whole life cycle of AI innovation. First, we're going to look at the new tools hitting the market. Then, we'll see how the big companies are putting them to work. After that, we'll take a peek over the horizon at some cutting-edge research. And finally, we'll check in on the really important stuff, the new rules and responsibilities for society. All right, first up, let's look at the innovation engine itself. What new capabilities have just been unlocked? What are the tools that you, whether you're a developer or a user, can get your hands on right now? Now, when you look at this list, you start to see a really interesting pattern emerge. It's all about specialization and privacy. On the one hand, yeah, you have these massive cloud-native agents like Fixa.dev. But on the other, there's this really significant push towards personal AI. Tools like Galaxy Brain and Superbrain that run on your local files, keeping your data private. And honestly, this is a huge deal. It signals a shift away from relying only on big tech's cloud and moving toward having powerful, personalized AI that you actually control. And it's not just the startups either. We're seeing the major players starting to unbundle their massive AI platforms. Take xAI, for example. They just put out their speech-to-text and text-to-speech models as standalone APIs. The best way to think about it is like a Lego set, right? Instead of just giving you a finished spaceship, they're handing you the powerful engine block so you can go and build whatever you want around it. So that brings us to our next section. How is all this new technology actually being used? I mean, it's one thing to launch a cool new product, but it's a whole other ballgame for a major corporation to weave it into their daily workflow. And this quote right here illustrates a massive shift. This comes from NVIDIA's big presence at Hannover Messe, which is a huge industrial trade fair. We're not talking about customer service chatbots here. This is about AI agents totally revolutionizing heavy industry. Think factories, supply chains, industrial design. AI is officially on the factory floor now. And then, on the flip side of that same coin, you have a company like Hyatt. They're rolling out ChatGPT Enterprise to their entire global workforce. This isn't about replacing people with robots, it's about empowering them. They're using AI to level up employee skills, make operations smoother, and at the end of the day, create better experiences for guests. It just shows the incredible range of these tools, from the factory floor to the front desk. So, if we've got new tools being built, and businesses are already putting them to work, where does the research community go from here? Let's take a look over the horizon at some of the really cutting-edge work that's shaping what AI can do next. Man, the research landscape is just exploding in every direction. Take security, for instance. Researchers are building tools like ASMR Bench to audit machine learning code. Why? To find out if a rogue AI has secretly planted malicious code inside another AI model. And over in medicine, the March framework is using a whole team of AI agents to read radiology reports, which creates a system of checks and balances, just like you'd find in a real hospital. So it's not just about making AI smarter, it's about making it safer and way more reliable, especially in these high-stakes fields. Okay, this is a fascinating example of AI helping to build, well, better AI. Think about how you test if someone really gets a topic. You'd ask them questions, right? Well, researchers do the same thing with AI knowledge systems, using what they call competency questions. The only problem is you need thousands of really good questions. So now they're using generative AI to create these questions automatically. It lets them pressure test their AI systems at a massive scale, which makes them far more robust and trustworthy. And that brings us to our final section. With all this incredible progress, we have to look in the societal mirror. As AI gets more and more woven into our lives, what are the guardrails? What are the new rules of the road that we need to be building? One of the huge concerns that's popping up is this idea of a delusional spiral. Imagine an AI gets trained on the internet, and along the way it learns some flawed or biased information. Then it starts creating new content based on that bad data. Now, if that new flawed content gets scraped up and used to train the next generation of AI, the original mistake gets amplified. It's this really dangerous feedback loop where biases and falsehoods can get cemented as reality. And that makes it incredibly difficult to build AI that we can actually truly trust. Which naturally leads to the billion-dollar question right here on the screen. How do we stop these spirals?
This is exactly why all that research into fairness, accountability, and transparency is so critical. It's not just about making the models more powerful anymore. It's about making them safer, more robust, and more aligned with what we as humans actually value.
So, here's the crucial point to leave you with. We're at a stage where AI's progress isn't just being measured by its capability, but by its character. The race isn't just about who can build the most powerful model anymore. It's about who can build the most responsible one. And that balance between pushing the absolute boundaries of innovation and making sure those breakthroughs actually benefit all of us, that is the single biggest question that's going to define the next era of AI.